Good evening, friends, followers and channel members. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's had a great weekend. So normally at this time, of course, we're doing a kind of group flight on our Iconic Journey series, but that finished a couple of weeks back, and as I'm also not available next Sunday, I thought we'll not start series 2 just yet. We'll have a little break, and in fact we're doing a real ops flight tonight from Berlin up to Gothenburg. We've not been up to Scandinavia for a while, so I thought it was overdue. Little did I know, however, that there's actually a bit of an event going on, I think, here tonight in Berlin, so lots of traffic, which is, well, it's great. It adds to the realism, doesn't it? But it does mean that we might get delayed. Hopefully not. It's getting kind of late on now. I think what time is it now there? It might even be 10:30, I think, in Berlin local time. So who knows? We're going to try and get out of here, and hopefully we'll still have some ATC as we get going. So, good evening, everyone in the chat. Johnny, Fabrice, Mark, Mr. Chio, David, Dark Fury, hi mate, Terry, Spitfire, Raf, Danny Rubble, and LA Kids. Good to have you on board this evening. Right, let's get on board, shall we? And we shall make a start. Starting a little later than normal as well. So the operational flight plan has been pinned in the chat for those of you watching on YouTube. Hello to Twitch viewers as well. Let's have a little look at what fuel we're going to be taking. So hopefully a nice easy flight up with no turbulence. Passengers are going to be happy tonight. A little headwind as well, a headwind of 23. Fuel is just below 5 tons for the plug fuel. Before I go and set up any of this box, however, I am going to contact ACC and get a clearance prior to that, just in case it doesn't match what I'm expecting. I don't want to go and do a full brief and then realise actually they're going to go ahead and change it. I wouldn't normally, of course, but because there is an event going on tonight, they may be doing things kind of differently. But if we have a look at the weather, look at that. That's beautiful weather for our flight this evening at both our airports, the departure airport and the arrival airport. And as we have a little look at the forecast in Gothenburg, at the moment it's cav okay, and just checking out, there's really no severe weather at all planned, so getting in is not going to be a concern. Quick check of the SIGMAT charts, and again nothing on there, so really should be plain sailing, pardon the pun. So fuel, well, just because of the extra COVID stuff with the APU and potentially some traffic to factor in, I don't think we need to look at taking really any more than about 5.3. I think 5.3 tons is a decent amount. Let's go ahead and tell our fuel services that that's what we want. So 5.3 tons. And we'll get that going. Right, I believe the APU is already on. We're in a turnaround state. I think APU bleed is already on as well. Yeah, look at that. So we can start loading passengers as well. James Rollman, hello. Captain London, James Cox, good evening. Blizzard Extreme on Twitch says, not sure if it's just you, but with the new update for experimental version when taxiing, you can't use your flight stick to turn the front wheel anymore. Is that no an issue? Make sure that the rudder binding has been, not the rudder, the tiller binding has been disabled in one of the settings on the FlyPad page. Where would that be? Is that in the realisms? Oh yeah, there. Separate tiller from rudder inputs. Make sure that's turned off unless you actually do have something you can use for the tiller. There's a video on the channel explaining a little bit more about that as well. No Bricks, your absolutely favourite route in the world. Gothenburg is such a beautiful approach. Oh, Johnny, how long have we been streaming for? Around about 10 minutes. You're the first one to ask. Will I be getting the 737 when it gets released tomorrow? Do you know what? I still haven't decided. At the moment, I'm so busy. So trying to find time to learn to fly a new aircraft properly, if this had happened during the pandemic, absolutely, yes. I had all the time in the world to commit to it. We used to do so many more flights than we do currently. But with the current state of things now, the world opening back up, things almost getting back to normalish here in the UK. I'm finding myself with lots and lots of work on, so I can't complain. That's the only thing stopping me at the minute. I just haven't got the time to commit to learning a new aircraft fully, but we will see. Never say never. Malteser, I do have the Gothenburg scenery. That is indeed true. Wayne, can't stay for tonight's flight as you have visitors. Really? People visit you? Have a great trip and all. Thank you very much, Wayne. Right, so just before we get the passengers on board, let's just go ahead and check a few things. So weather radar is off, the cockpit lights are we're good, we're happy with where they all are. ECAM recall is checked. ECAM pressure and things, oxygen pressure's good, cabin pressure's fine. Speed brake lever is retracted and disarmed, he says, quickly pulling out the TCA thrust levers, as I hadn't even got those set up yet. IQ brake pressure is in the green, and that's it for the sim. All good. So, Captain Lungerden, your ignition is clicking back and forth again after fixing it, watching the video. Well, it's doing it again. That's very strange, isn't it? Right. Passengers. Let's start getting them boarded, then we can get out of here. Good stuff. So I think the jetway is also connected, and we've got the passengers on board. We've got how many passengers we got today? No idea. We'll get the operational flight plan up in a minute. We'll start checking things. Let's get some ATIS information.
Radar vectors for ILS runway 07 left and 07 right parallel dependent approach operations in progress. Transition level 60, wind 030 degrees 7 knots, cav OK, temperature 16, dew point -1 QNH 1026 trend, no sig Berlin Brandenburg information Yankee. Out.
Right, got everything we needed from
information Yankee.
Everything we needed from that then. 1026, and that's the information Yankee currently. Right, while the passengers are boarding, everything else is checked and happy with it. Let's go ahead and bring up our operational flight plan, and we'll hopefully get loading this in. So, using the tablet as always in front of me. Love the fact that we have the McDo on a tablet. Right, in request, 1 hour 5 minutes is our flight time. Let's add the aircraft, the passenger weights to the aircraft. 122 passengers this evening. Right, that's loading. Just a couple of other things we've got to check. So, 3 nav greens and the valid air X cycle as well. Great stuff. Barry, are my graphics settings back to high now? No, I've kept them where they are because, well, things seem to be running smoothly. I mean, I should be crossing my fingers as I say that, shouldn't I? Let's see what happens. Let's see if we get out of here, because there's a lot of traffic here in Berlin. It's also quite an intense airport, so we shall see. Okay. Right. ACARS link with the init request. The alternate tonight is Stockholm. Call sign is Alpine 5721. Constant X of 8, flight level 380. Temperature is -61. And the Tropo 36855. I've noticed the Tropo in the operational flight plan and here in the simulator is much closer than it used to be, so that's quite neat. Right, I'm going to program all this in. then we'll contact ATC. In fact, you know what? No, I'm going to do it I'm going to do it slightly the opposite way around to normal. I'm going to get our clearance first, and then we'll go ahead and pop things in. So I want 12185. See how busy this frequency is. Right.
Easyjet, can I get a...
Just want to check.
Sorry, say again.
Just checking we're not stepping on anyone before we
Easyjet, can I get a repeat on the taxi?
make contact.
217 affirmative, taxi via taxi to Bravo 16 via Alpha and Victor 2.
Taxi to stand Bravo 16 via Alpha and Victor.
Just waiting for him to finish. I think he's done. Okay, let's contact. Berlin ground, good evening, Alpine 5721, stand Charlie 7, type A320 Neo, requesting IFR clearance as filed to Gothenburg, and we have information Yankee.
Alpine 5721 Berlin apron, hello, information Yankee correct, startup approved here to Gothenburg via the Gaga 1 Quebec departure, initial climb level 80, climb via SIT, flight plan route, squawk is 2011, and I made a little mistake here, the initial climb is 5000, sorry.
Cleared runway 07 Gaga 1 Quebec departure, initial climb flight level 50 and squawk 2011, Alpine 5721.
5721, read correct.
Excellent, right, happy with that, as particularly as that's what I was going to brief anyway, so let's just go ahead and set up the box. So it's runway 07 right, that's good, it's the closest runway for us tonight. Gaga 1 Quebec, that means a really nice sharp right hand turn after we've almost as soon as we depart, which is kind of neat. We'll let the autopilot take care of that. There we go, just checking we've got no discontinuities there. Let's go ahead and pop in the arrival. We're expecting runway 03 ILS Risma 3 Kilo. There it is, down at the bottom. And no Vias. Insert. So that then is a distance of 369. I've got 370 on the flight plan. 1 mile difference. That is beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and see what that looks like on here. There we go. So there's that immediate right turn after departure. We'll have a look at the chart in a moment, go through that, but then I just want to check. Let's just zoom out a little bit, make sure that all looks good. Do we have a discontinuity between the two? Just there. So that's Tom V. Yeah, it takes us to Tom V, and then normally we've obviously got the chance to enter the hold, or we'd be picked off by ATC to come and vector us in for the approach. If there's no ATC, we'll obviously vector ourselves, in which case I'm going to just clear that discontinuity, join those up. There we are. Alright, that looks good. Let's get that back into arc mode and pop on the constraints for the departure. Radnav page then here in Berlin. Let's have a look what we've got. Just move the screen down so you can see both the charts and the route at the same time. So let's pop in the Brandenburg Bravo Bravo India. There it is, 1141. And the init B page. So bring up the operational flight plan again. Here we go. So the zero fuel weight is 55.2 and a standard 30 C of G. That trip wind is a headwind of 23. Fuel planning 3.2, and we're taking 5.3 tons, I think it was. There it is, 5.3 tons confirmed. So a takeoff weight then of 60.3. fuel for our alternate is 1.5, call that 1.6, which gives us an extra 17 minutes time on the flight plan, as shown down at the bottom there. Land O'Lakes, good evening. Right, let's get rid of that, and now we're going to have a look at our performance calculations for the departure. So bring up SimSmart. Before we do that, I'm going to just check. I'm going to tell the guys that we can tell ATC we can take Mike 3. So distance, takeoff distance from Mike 3 is 2475. Runway 07 right. Yep, just cross check all of that. 2475. So let's use that for our performance calculations. So, Echo Delta Delta Bravo here in Berlin. 07 right, get the METAR. Anti-ice will be off. Takeoff weight was 60.3, let's be conservative, 60.5. CFG is forward, flex, config 1, air conditioning off, nice long runway. High flex as expected. Lovely. So onto the performance page. Let's fill these speeds in. 138. Oh, hang on, that's full length, isn't it? Let's put the 2475 in and change that. There we go. So that's now changed to 125. 127 and 129. Transition altitude here is 5,000 feet, and thrust reduction acceleration is 1152, which would usually be rounded up or down in the sim anyway. We'll just see what it gives us. It might give us 1160. Oh no, it is giving us 1150. So simulator is correct. Engine acceleration is also 1152. Clean speed is 210. Maximum takeoff weight is just under 78 tons, and we're well below that for our takeoff weight today. Excellent. Engine out procedure here is standard at 1700 feet. A right turn to key tab. So we'll go ahead and pop all that in the fixes page in a moment. Inbound course is 147, which will be 327, the reciprocal. So let's go ahead and just pop that in so we have that shown. What's going to be really great, of course, is obviously by now, I'm sure many of you will know that the Phoenix isn't the Phoenix A320 isn't too far off being released. So I'll be able to show you a much more realistic way of setting up the engine out procedure once that is released using the secondary flight plan. So that's key tab, a radial of what did I say? 327 in there. That's our engine out procedure. Fix entered it. Okay, good. That's all done. Right, sorry guys if I've just been ignoring the chat a little bit whilst we were sorting that out, but I think we're about ready to do a brief. All the box seems to be set up. So let's brief. Our weather here in Berlin is beautiful, cab okay, 2 nice long runways. Our takeoff weight is below maximum landing weight, so getting back here is no issue. Aircraft is fully serviceable with the exception of terrain radar and the weather radar. Cab okay today, and no real terrain to speak of for our flight out of Berlin into Stockholm. We should also be pretty okay terrain-wise, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. No times to be aware of, and the threats, big threat here in Berlin is just lots of traffic. There's a bit of an event on, so lots of traffic here in Berlin. So we need to be cautious for that. Minimum safe altitude on our departure is 2,400 feet. And final performance check. I have V speeds of 125, 127, 129, and characteristic speeds of 145, 187, 206, and it's going to be a flap 1 departure. I've not filled those in. Flap 1 departure, and the flex is 70. There we go. Good job we did the brief and discovered that. Alarms would have been beeping anyway when we tried to configure. How do we expect to taxi and fly the departure then? Well, we're at stand Charlie 7, which is over here on the Charlie apron. We're going to push back. I'm going to guess he's going to have us facing south, southwest, westerly. And then we can either expect him to take us down via Victor 2, Victor 1 onto Alpha or Bravo. This runway is in use at the moment, so I would guess he's going to take us on Bravo. We'll tell him that we can take the Mike 3 intersection for departure, but he may take us all the way to the end. That's okay. On departure then, this is quite interesting. So on departure, we have a turn almost straight out. So max speed of 200 knots, and when we're above 600 feet, that is when we make that turn. And just to confirm that, on track 080, track to 10.7 miles from the Bravo India Brandenburg, right turn to track hang on, I'm reading the wrong one. Screw that. There we go. I'm reading this, thinking it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense in my mind because it's the wrong one. The Gurga Quebec is climb 600. There we go. Right turn, track 46, left turn. But it's a nice RNAV departure. It looks good as well in the box. So yeah. Happy with that. 600 feet, that turn. I'm also just going to make sure it shouldn't be an issue, but let's just select or pre-select our S speed, which is 187. There we go. It's only in that first turn, and again, it's that close. It shouldn't make a difference, but we're not that heavy tonight, so worth doing. Right. Fantastic. And I think all the passengers are on board as well now. Refueling is completed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no-smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Thank you.
So just going back over SimSmart, for some reason I must have selected the wrong runway, so I need to just run this again. So let me just reset that. And should find that this will actually change things, because even though the runway length will be the same, the wind is now going to be different. So let's try that again, shall we? 60.5. Takeoff is forward, config 1, and that runway is 2475. Calculate. Yeah, so there you go. See, it does make a difference with the wind coming in the other direction. Let's enter those in. 132. It'll tell me we've got a VR disagreement here until I've cleared this up. 132. 134. There we go. Also, the engine out procedure is of course now changed. It's still standard, but it's now at 1700. It is a right turn to Kilo Lima Fox. and we hold the inbound course is 020, which is going to be 200. Let me go and amend that. Damien Metters, thank you for subscribing, and Simnapol, thank you so much for your kind £5 donation. Simnapol saying, been watching your live streams from Nepal since late 2020, but only had a chance now to send you some love now that you're back in the UK after 20 years. Simnapol, oh, welcome back to the UK, and that's really kind of you. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much, Simnapol, and for watching live streams for so long as well. Great to have you back in the UK as well. I bet you're finding that transition a little different. Kilo Lima Fox, there we go. And what's that radial? Will be 200. There we go. Right, let me just have a look on the navigation display and make sure that that looks a lot more sensible. There we go. Indeed it does. A couple of other things to quickly check over before we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck this morning, let me welcome you on board this Easyjet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look to be posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the camera crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft, and we're just about finished with all our pre-flight checks, so it won't be long until we are pushing back. If you could please give the cabin crew your full attention as they go through the safety briefing, we'd very much appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing Easyjet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight.
Okay, back over to Berlin ground, 12185. The tower is online as well, which is 1118. So let's get that in the standby. What did I say? 1118. 1188. I think my mouse cursor's got a mind of its own at the minute. Maybe the batteries are on the way out. We've got the wired mouse plugged in just in case that happens. It's happened before. Captain Robbie, I'm sure we'll chat about the Phoenix coming out very soon. Right, check that ground frequency 12185. There we are. So, before start checklist, cockpit preparation is complete. Signs are on and auto. It is 3.5 green. Fuel quantity is 5300 kilograms. Balance FNGS is set. Altimeter is 1026, and that's 150 feet.
Wings 49, reclear taxi holding point 07 right via Bravo and Mike 2.
Runway 07 right via Bravo and Mike 2. Zero wings for Niner.
And Lufthansa 24 Romeo Lima taxi holding point runway 07 right via Bravo Mike 1.
We'll taxi via Mike 1. 24 Romeo Lima.
Berlin ground now, climb 5721, stand Charlie 7. We're ready for pushback.
Eurowings 5721, please escort 2011.
Did you just call me Eurowings?
Berlin ground, Airfront 1734, requesting parking.
1734, Berlin apron, hello. Taxi sent Bravo,
1-2 via Alpha and Victor 2.
Bravo 1-2 via Alpha Victor 2.
Alpine 5721 squawking 2011, requesting the push from stand Charlie 7.
Alpine 5721, we have the Alpine Airbus A319 behind you in sight. Should be a very short pushback. If that's possible, I could give you clearance.
Let's have a quick look.
Alpine 67 Alpha, you can wait and push and throw because there's enough space.
Alright. Alpine 5721, pushback approved, face west.
Pushback approved, facing west, Alpine 5721. Okay, before start checklist, below the line, windows and doors closed and armed, beacon light is on, phone is on silent, parking brake is set. Tug is into position. Let's go.
Contact Tower 1188, you're waiting for 9er.
Gothenburg 2 for Romeo Lima, same for you, Tower 18.8, enjoy flight away.
Engine mode selects to start and starting engine 1.
118.8, thanks for having the patience with us.
Yeah, no problem, enjoy flight.
Easy 36 Yankee Zulu, I'm just checking I've got the Sukhoi 1 November charts. I'm only seeing that off of runway 25 left, is that correct?
Also, you're 36 Yankee Zulu, yeah, sorry, that was my bad, apologize, I can give you new clearance for 07 right and when you're ready to copy.
Yeah, sure, ready to copy.
Bit of an orb there.
We now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this
Zulu
aircraft.
cleared
A
to
safety
Gatwick,
officer
Scoop 1
will
Quebec
see
departure,
exit routes,
initial climb to
oxygen
level
masks,
8, will be a
life
sit rest of
jackets,
clearance
and a brace
unchanged.
position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace.
Okay, clear to Gatwick on the, give me 6 Quebec departure from altitude 5,000 squawk 2012.
To an exit.
Easy
Please be
36
aware
Yankee
that your
Zulu.
nearest exit may be behind
36
you.
Yankee Zulu, read back correct,
In
sorry
an
for the
emergency,
problem.
leave all cabin baggage on.
No worries, thanks.
Your seatbelt is fastened. Adjust.
Now, need to work out when we're going to do this turn. I'm reckoning probably about now.
We recommend that you keep it fastened at all times.
Let's have a quick look outside.
If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above. Pull the mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap.
Confirm Foxtrot Alpha 02.
Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water,
Second, you were unreadable.
seat. Put it
Yeah, that was correct. Do you have any preferred then otherwise?
around your waist.
Something at Bravo would be nice.
Together. And pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside,
Delta, Victor 4, Victor Charlie, Bravo 05, danke,
if it fails to
Evelyn,
inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids.
Starting engine 2.
Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
Do you know what? That wasn't a bad guess for the manual pushback, was it? He's going to get us pretty straight on that line. I shall take that. Okay, set the parking brakes and wave goodbye to our tug driver. Did we have a real tug as well today? Oh yeah, there he is. Christian, the brakes were still on. Yeah, because we're not using the pushback with the voice command anymore. I forgot you had to release those without the voice prompt from the ground crew telling me they were ready. So yeah, that's why we just kind of started to take off vertically for a moment. HD, bonjour. Right, engine number 2 is now available. spoilers, rudder, flaps. Check that trim setting. And we'll do a flight control check. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral rudder, full right, rudder, full left, and neutral. Okay, let's tell them we're good to go, and we can take Mike 3. Ground Alpine 5721 is ready for taxi, and we can depart via Mike 3.
First, everything 3 Alpha Alpha, hold position, I will call you back. Alpine 5721, taxi holding point runway 07 right, via Echo, Bravo, Mike 3.
Taxi to the holding point Mike 3 via Echo Bravo, Alpine 5721.
Alpine 67 Alpha, I assume you would like to request clearance as well? Of course, taxi.
Okay,
Alpine 67
so
Alpha ready for a taxi, available Mike 3.
Okay, great, then taxi holding point runway 07 right, via Echo Bravo, Mike 3.
Echo Bravo, Mike 3, Alpine 67 Alpha.
Cargo Lux 40 Lima, ready for taxi.
Cargo Lux 40 Lima, taxi via Victor 2, hold short entry south.
By Victor 2, hold short entry south, Cargo Lux 40 Lima.
Within 3 Alpha Alpha, you can follow the traffic in front of you. Victor Charlie just blocked as soon as 747 is on Victor 2, so just follow him.
okay, so we're going to take
no,
our
traffic in
first
170
left, first right. So, no change to the performance, flex 70. Engine out procedure is standard right turn 1800 feet, correction 1700 feet. So the Kilo Lima Fox. Departure is the Gurga 1 Quebec, and stop climb is 5,000.
Your links. Correction, Lufthansa 125, Roger, information Alpha ground, start approved, clear to Bremen.
We did the flight controls, HD. You were probably calculating a takeoff trim.
Lufthansa 125 is clear to Bremen via look for Bravo departure, initial climb 5,000 feet, squawk 2014.
Okay, that was not correct. I will repeat that. It's the Yukon 1 Bravo departure, runway 07 left, initial climb 5,000 and squawk 2024.
Oh, I hope the next sim update sorts out that taxi setting all over the blinking place while trying to look around. Right, now we need to make sure we make Mike 3. Now we've requested it, it would be rather embarrassing if we went straight past it, wouldn't it? So it's after Tango. Romeo Tango, then Mike 3. Flight controls are being checked. Departure briefing is confirmed. Flap setting config 1 is set. FMA takeoff data 132 blue, 134 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 5000 blue, flex 70. So this should be Papa 1 and Papa 2 that I'm passing just here. Transponder is set, eco memo, takeoff, no blue, EFB is stowed. Christopher Shaw, good evening.
Loading, squawk is 2030.
Clear to Munich, where Luo 2, Bravo departure, squawk is 2030.
Quebec 2,
for Lufthansa 12
Quebec 1, Romeo, Tango, Mike will be down there.
Via loading point runway 07 right, via Victor 2, Bravo, Mike 2.
Airways 40 Lima, please repeat on transmission.
Going for quick start for the rolling. Taxi holding point runway 07 right, Mike 2, via Victor Charlie and Bravo. Correction, Victor 2 and Bravo.
Taxi runway 07 right, correction. Taxi 07 right via Mike 2, Vector 2, Bravo. Relax 40 limit.
So that's Tango, so it's going to be our next left, which is down here.
So 857, correction, Alpine 5721, contact tower 118, destination, enjoy flight, bye bye.
Over to tower now, thank you Alpine 5721.
Alpine 67 Alpha, contact tower 118, destination, enjoy flight, bye bye.
Tower Alpine 5721 with you on Bravo, taxi into holding point Mike 3.
Alpine 5721, Berlin Tower, good evening. Wind 40 degrees, 7 knot, runway 07 right, clear for takeoff.
That's a nice early takeoff clearance. Cleared for takeoff, runway 07 right, Alpine 5721.
Berlin Tower Alpine 67 Alpha, good evening, with your taxi into Mike 3.
Alpine 67 Alpha, Berlin Tower, good evening.
Cabin crew seat for takeoff, please.
Before takeoff checklist. Packs, should we do those as well? Now let's run the checklist. Cabin, secured. Engine mode selector is normal. TCAS TARA, packs off, anti-ice off. Okay, we're all good to go. And takeoff. So, chrono, 50% and 1 set. Engine stable. Set takeoff thrust. Man flex, SRS, runway.
Alpine 67 Alpha behind departing company, A320 Neo, line up runway 07 right and wait behind.
Line up runway 07 right behind company traffic, Alpine 67 Alpha.
V1, rotate. Nav. 600 feet, right hand turn.
Alpine 5721, monitor Unicorn 122.8, have a nice flight, bye bye.
Unicom, thank you, Alpine 5721, good night. Why have we not been told to set takeoff thrust? Thrust climb.
Alpine 67 Alpha, wind 40 degrees, 7 knots, runway 07 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Alpine
On to
67
Unicom then. Let's give ourselves a higher climb. We'll set flight level 200.
Lufthansa 49 auf eine approach Iris runway 07 right.
Lufthansa 429 and Berlin Tower, good evening.
Through that first turn, so manage speed.
Berlin Tower, good evening. Cargo looks for the Lima, with a shot of 07 right.
And we can clean up. Flap zero, spoilers disarmed.
Able for immediate departure.
A321, cargo look for Lima.
Cargo look for 0 Lima, line up runway 07 right.
I was hoping if I could have started the stream a little earlier, would have just had a hint of a sunset as we were departing today. Right, happy we don't need those anymore. Release the cabin crew, now we're through those first series of turns. And off we go to Viking Land. Oscar asks, what was the 187 in the pre-select in the VNAV function? Okay, so no, it was just it's been around for a while. Basically, you can pre-select your speed on departure. Because we had a speed restriction just within that first turn, I selected it, which I probably didn't need to because we were going to be through that first turn before we got anywhere near 200 knots. But I selected it anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened.
Once we were through the first turn, that's when I then pushed it back into managed speed.
Seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Dr. Magic, a member now for 13 months, 4 stripes. Thanks so much, Dr. Magic, for over a year of channel membership. Really do appreciate that. See what signs can come off. Shall I go into HD mode? There, is that better? Oh, there's the hint of sunset. It's gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign and you are now free to move around the cabin. We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
ATC says go direct Gurga. Instead of flying the full departure. Right, well now we're above 10,000 feet. Let's go and check a couple of things. So we'll get the airports onto the EFIS prog page. We're cruising at flight level 380 today, so let's go ahead and set that up. 380 blue. Cabrera, how do you remove the glow that comes out of the screen in the 320NX? You remember I mentioned it in a video. Do you mean the sort of light bleeding around here? Is that what you mean? In which case, I think it is. Let's see if I can recall. Where is it? Home cockpit mode. I think if you turn that on, does that remove it? Yeah, there you go. If you put home cockpit mode on, it removes that glow. If that's what you were after. So it sounds like due to our later than normal departure here on a Sunday evening. There's Berlin, by the way. There's the airport. ATC has gone dead on us. Never mind. Never mind. Validant, how do you set the squawk to mode Charlie? On VATSIM, you need to make sure that, hang on a minute, let me just find it. You need to make sure that Mode C is enabled up here, and in the Airbus that the A3 for the A32NX, make sure you've selected turn the transponder on off from standby to auto. Oscar, am I in the beta team for the Phoenix? I'm now officially allowed to confirm that yes, I am. Can't talk about it still too much, but I am allowed to talk about it. That made no sense, did it? Right, well, what was our flight time today? About an hour and 5 minutes, something like that. I'll have a look at our arrival in a little bit. See what the weather is doing in Gothenburg, but I imagine it to be quite nice. Christopher, I am, but I aren't. No, we're the team can confirm that who is currently testing the Phoenix, and it's amazing. It really is. Ryan, thank you for being a member, mate, for the last 4 months. Again, really do appreciate that. Says superb content as usual. Can't wait to learn even more with the Phoenix. Keep up the great work. Oh, I guarantee, Ryan, you will learn so much more with the Phoenix, especially when things go wrong. It's going to be good. Madrid Barajas Aviation Videos, thank you for subscribing. Oscar, so how far away is the fly-by-wire from the Phoenix? There's a huge difference. Do you know what, Oscar? As I said, I can't talk too much. But what I will say is that when you're flying the Phoenix, you're going to have a feeling that, I don't know, there's just something a little bit more real about it. And what I mean by that is I know now that the fly-by-wire aircraft, which is amazing, by the way, but I know now that I will sit here and I could, if TCAS Blue, sorry, one sec. Is he descending? I didn't want to climb because I was climbing straight into his path. Have we got a visual on him? Is he behind here? He's there, look. It's okay, I've got a visual, we're safe. Okay, put that back into open climb. Thrust climb, open climb. What was I saying? Yeah, so I know now that the fly-by-wire aircraft, if I was doing a much longer flight, say a 4-hour flight, something like that, I know that I could get the fly-by-wire up to cruise and then go away and leave it for the entire time of cruise before coming back, planning the arrival and all that lot. With the Phoenix, you don't have that. You can have that if you turn failures off. But if you have the realistic failures turned on, then you've got a sense that at any moment something could go wrong, something could break. And I'm not talking something disastrous like an engine failing or something like that, but it's just got so many things programmed into it. So you have, you can have electrical failures, minor ones, which they're a nuisance more than a problem. And you have to go through and run the ECAM drills to deal with them. So you feel like you're actually flying something that could go wrong, which is amazing. And as HC's just said, can't wait for the failure management tutorials. Christopher, you don't want things to go wrong. And I know the fly-by-wire are going to bring failures out as well at some point. It's already in the fly pad. So, you know, it's... but yeah, I don't know. I think the word I would use is it's just very mature. It's a very mature aircraft. And you've all seen the screenshots of how amazing the flight deck looks. It's beautiful. Defuse says, hi, good evening. An idea with AIG when you use the offline traffic, they don't take off. Off topic, I know, but a bug that is annoying. So, I only use AIG for my model matching on VATSIM. I don't use their traffic injector, I'm afraid, so I can't help you there, Diffuse. Maybe somebody else can, either here or on our Discord server. Christopher, the only thing you want is no tea left. And as HD says, you can categorically say failures are very rare in real life, even the minor ones. Resets are common, but you don't even flinch when that happens. So, yeah, I've obviously flown the Phoenix quite a bit, and I think I had one issue during the time, and it was a very, very minor thing to sort out. But when it happened, I was so excited. Like, wow, something's broke. What do we do? It was lovely. Jen, will the Phoenix be available for Xbox? No, sadly not. It's just far too... I think it's just far too advanced, to be honest. And there's a... I would imagine this thing's also running in the background, which Xbox doesn't do. Tally says part of the difference between dedicated paid dev team and all the volunteers for this one. Well, that's it. They've been working on it. Well, sometimes I think they just work 24/7. Christian says bring the duct tape and tape it all over the CBs. And the engine housing, of course. Star Lugo, hello. Christopher Shaw says you will want for one, will get it, but for the reasons, but not for the reasons of flying too realistic. Oh, you'd be surprised, Christopher. Like I say, I can't go too much into the details of it, but no, I think you will. HD says his point is you don't go to work a nervous wreck waiting for the next big ECAM to pop up. So hopefully you won't have the same anxiety if you fly the Phoenix. No, I mean, I don't know, maybe I've overstressed that a bit. I think what I'm trying to say is you know that nothing will go wrong, but at least it's possible. I think that's probably a fair assumption. Pennywise, how do you tell the difference between a bug and a failure? Oh, if it's a failure, you'll have ECAM warnings and alarms. If it's a bug, something's just not working. Land Alex, so very excited for the complex aircraft planes coming in. Oh yeah, obviously PMG 737 tomorrow. Evening Clouds, good evening to you. Hope you're well. Right, flight plan says we should be on the ground at about in about 45 minutes. Diego, do I think that the distance to the top of the descent will be implemented in the A320NX? Diego, it already is. In fact, I think it's even shown here. There you go. That's the top of descent. Top of descent is estimated at 20:51 Zulu time, which is in around 20 minutes. Ryan says, will it have a connection to the flypad on the iPad like the FlyByWire does with the server? I can't recall if the dev team have said yes or no to that, which means that I can't say yes or no to that. So I'm going to... If the dev team have given an answer to that, I think that question's been asked on their Discord server, so maybe worth checking with them. Simple, can I tell you how much of the Phoenix is finished percentage-wise? I've no idea. Even if I could tell you, I wouldn't be able to because I don't know. All I know is that anyone that gets it is going to have a lot of fun with it. And when it does get released, I think I'm just going to be live all the time flying it. We're definitely going to be showing that off and showcasing it here on the channel. Sky's the limit! Hiya, mate! Are you on board an aircraft somewhere, or are you on terra firma? Macald Cruise. I'm going to turn the lights up now. Where's my sandwich? Right, we're at our cruising altitude for about 20 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, we'll be delighted to hear that we're now at our cruising altitude, and we hope to give you nice views throughout the flight as we have good weather ahead and shouldn't be experiencing any turbulence. Of course, this means that you will not spill any of your drinks that you may have from the cabin crew as they begin starting their way around the aircraft. Could you please ensure that the eyes are kept clear so the cabin crew can offer you their cabin service, which will begin shortly. A reminder that Easyjet Simple Pilot channel members are able to access free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the remainder of the flight.
Right, let's just shoot off a couple of en route weather requests. We'll do a fuel check as well in a moment. In fact, where have we just passed? I'll do that weather request in a minute. We've just passed Masor. Where are you? What did we take? 5.3 tons. What was that? Is that half a ton extra? 5.3 tons, so we should have 600 kilograms extra. Masso, which would be 3.8 tons. Is that what we've got? Oh, 3.9. We're good. Weather requests. Let's see. There we go. Send that off, see what's happening. So Tom, Sky's the Limit, where are you? Home sweet home. Just bought a house, I've been super busy with that. And you're also leaving the Airbus in June, you're going on to the Dreamliner. Oh, well, I suppose somebody's got to fly them. See, the Dreamliner's a nice aircraft, I get that. It is a nice aircraft, it's a modern aircraft. I think the issue I have with the 737 is it's just a 1960s aircraft that Boeing didn't want to upgrade or change or streamline because it would mean retraining hundreds of pilots across the world. Von McLean, I'm selling it to you because you weren't going to get it because of the 32NX. Von, you know, once you've seen it here on the stream, you'll see. You'll understand. Alright, am I going to get the 737? Yeah, as I explained a little bit ago, my issue is at the moment I just don't have the time to learn a new aircraft, and I'm I'm incredibly rusty with Boeing. I've not flown a Boeing in a sim for, oh wow, I can't even remember, 7-8 years, maybe more actually, maybe more. Right, what's the weather doing? So Copenhagen's wide open, Gothenburg 6 degrees, Cav OK, 050 at 7, QNH 1029. Yeah, weather's fine, isn't it? Right, I'm just going to have a quick look at the charts, set up the box, and we'll have a look how we're going to handle this approach. Is any ATC online at Gothenburg? Yes, they are. So, current runway in use is runway 03. That's fine. Gothenburg approach 124675. Make a quick note of that. And I think it's just Gothenburg approach which are online, so to be fair, we're not going to need to worry about remembering a tower frequency and things. There we go. Sky's limit, you'll be down in Gatwick most of June if anyone's around for a cuppa. Interesting. Is that where you're going to be based out of, Tom? Obviously you don't have to answer that. Stupid question. Right, let's have a look at this arrival, see what's happening. I mean, I'm going to plan the arrival, and ATC are going to pick us off and probably give us vectors to the ILS, which will be nice.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Stefan, good evening. Yeah, you hear the Phoenix is going to be released prior to the sim update. No, I think it's if the sim update doesn't break anything, then they're going to release it within a few days. Have I been involved in visa testing at all? I have, yeah. I'm allowed to tell you that I have indeed. Oh, Sky's Limit, you're going to be still in Doha, but training with Boeing for a month. How nice. Right, so I'm just going through and working out how we're going to do this approach. Let's get some information. So it's going to be runway 03. I'm expecting the Risma 3 kilo arrival. Let's have a look at the chart here. Shame it's not daytime. We'd have had nice views otherwise. Nice easy missed approach anyway. Oh, that's it. Hello from Hungary. Ellis, hello to you as well. So we don't actually have any constraints or anything like that for this arrival. So what I can look at and think about is that if we get to Tomvi is going to be about 15 miles away from the airport. Not exactly, of course. But it is something to base our approach on. Christopher, looks like a nice approach that it might do Gothenburg to tomorrow. It is a really nice one to do in the daytime, I'll be honest. Right, let's go ahead and enter the current ATIS information in. Can we get the ATIS? We'll try and do it realistically. Do we have Gothenburg ATIS, or has ATC gone offline now? That would be a shame if it has. 118375. I bet we're too far away to pick it up. Shall we try it? 11837.
The 7QNH 1029 hectopascals. Launch Veteritus November.
Oh, excellent.
Launch Veteritus November. Time 2020 Zulu. ILS approach runway 03. Transition level 60. Met report. Wind 050 degrees 7 knots. Cav OK. Temperature 6. Dew point minus 7 QNH 1029 hectopascals. Launch Veteritus November. Launch Veteritus November. Time 2020 Zulu. ILS approach runway 03. Transition level 60. Met report. Wind 050 degrees 7 knots. Cav OK. Temperature 6. Dew point minus 7 QNH 1029 hectopascals. Launch Veteritus November. Launch Veteritus November.
Okay, so that's everything popped in just there. So then, guys, here's the plan. Let's go through our arrival brief. So we're coming in on the Risma 3 Kilo arrival to Tomvi. I've entered into the FMGC to be about flight level 80 at Tomvi. That then means we'll probably be below the profile, but if ATC is going to pick us off and give us a direct on here to get onto the ILS, well, then that's not a bad thing. We'll be down early enough to plan for that. So top of descent is a little bit sooner than originally expected, but it's okay. We've planned for it. So flying the full approach, it would be obviously from Tomvi then vectors to the ILS, and at Golf 708 we're going to be at platform altitude 3,000 feet. Now in terms of how we're going to play this, as we leave Tomvi, I would expect them to start slowing down to green dot, but again a lot depends on how the ATC are going to vector us in here. But yeah, 250 knots at Tomvi. Leaving Tomvi, we'll then get down to green dot, heading down to 3,000 feet. And then obviously flaps 1 when we're that's for Castrop. Yeah, flaps 1 when we're about 15 miles away, but we'll keep an eye on the profile, we'll keep an eye on the glide slope as well, get ourselves down and make sure that flaps 2 are out before intercepting the glide. The fact we're going to be nice and low means that we'll be able to level off, bleed some speed off and configure as we need to. On landing then, nice long runway, don't need to worry about any auto brakes for this, weather is good. The vacating on Echo would be the main choice, and then after that it's going to be Echo Yankee Hotel, I would imagine, onto the stand, unless they wanted to keep going, but ATC will obviously tell us where they want to go with that. Missed approach altitude is 3,000 feet and it's just straight out, so no issues there, and minimum safe altitude coming in is 3,200 feet. So all in all, pretty straightforward arrival. We just need to listen to what ATC has to tell us.
Traffic's going to be 1215, cross runway 30.
Stephen, am I able to tell you anything about the Phoenix 320? See the CBTLC is implemented. You watch Phoenix videos, we'll say the level of detail is phenomenal. I think you've pretty much covered it yourself there, Stefan, particularly with your last sentence. Level of detail is phenomenal. Yeah, it's... I can't wait to... I cannot wait to show you. I really can't, because even talking about it doesn't do it justice. So I think we're all set up now, aren't we? We should be on the ground in a little over half an hour. Who's this intruder? He's not technically an intruder, he's miles away. And he's also 3,000 feet beneath me. Hello? Where are you going? I think you can, not that you'll be able to see probably, but you can flash your landing lights. You know how taxi drivers and bus drivers do when they pass each other? Yeah, on VATSIM, if you turn your landing lights on and off, it does tell them. Right, let's get down. Top of descent's reached. Down we go. We'll pop that in managed. Thrust idle, descent 080 blue.
Sure that all the eyes are clear and the cabin crew are able to make their way around the aircraft without
runway 1215, spreading 04 Bravo 3 will be on the key 2 off.
Free drinks are still available from the cabin crew until the seatbelt signs are turned on. Please note, however, that the toilets will shortly go out of use. Thank you.
They messed around with these hotspots. I'm really finding it difficult to tune this radio tonight. 124675. There we go. Danny, you're still always nervous about the navigation display showing a weird turn or something that it's not actually going to fly, but it changes as you get closer. Yeah, it changes as you slow down, Danny. So if, not that you would, but if you reduce your speed now to 250 knots, it'd draw a much better line. HD, you think I should learn the Mad Dog, MD McDonnell Douglas? A lot of great reviews coming out of that add-on that I've seen. The Avro, or the BAE 146, that always had a real soft spot in my heart, and this is going back to when I was a kid and Sheffield Airport was open, and I did I was very lucky. Well, no, I wasn't lucky, I made my own luck. I did my work experience at school at Sheffield Airport, and I basically just spent 2 weeks sat in the control tower, which was amazing, particularly as back then I wanted to be an air traffic control officer. And the airport, Sheffield City Airport, was identical in almost every way to London City Airport. In fact, even the old director of London City Airport moved up to Sheffield to be the managing director of Sheffield City Airport. The managing director of London City Airport moved up to Sheffield to be the managing director of Sheffield City Airport. Didn't work out well, obviously. But everything, the runway length, everything was identical. So it meant that the biggest aircraft that Sheffield City Airport could take was the same as London, which was the BAE 146. And we very, very rarely got them. I think the Queen and her Kitty Hawk landed there once. But the fact that that was the biggest aircraft, 4 engines, I was like, yeah, Sheffield Airport, we can take 4-engine jets. The smallest one in the world. But, yeah, the 146 was nice. HD, the 4 aircraft that you wish you'd flown: the 146, the 757, the 747, and of course the pointy one. If I had to choose a Boeing aircraft to fly, it would be the 757, I think. The 757 seemed a lot more simple compared to the 737. I mean, the 737 just looks like a bit of a mess from an ergonomic point of view anyway. But I liked the 757, that was pretty straightforward. Back on profile now. A Malteser, the pencil, yeah. The flying pencil, as they called the 757. Not too many of them around now, is there? DHL got the monopoly on them all. They use them for cargoes, don't they? So, can we see the aircraft out to our left? Yeah, there he is. How far away are we? track mileage wise. 94 track miles to go, so as I say, we're nicely below our profile here. What I shall do, in case ATC are going to give us a direct, this will help. We've got 73 miles to go to the runway threshold as the crow flies. Have I just programmed something wrong here? Yes, I have. Yeah, forget that. I wanted to be flight level 80 at Tomv, not Risma. Put it in the wrong waypoint. I'm thinking we're miles low. Right. Clear that. Clear that. There you go. Let's continue our descent at 1,000 feet per minute, shall we? I might even level that off a little bit. Nice to see, though, that when you go in and amend those constraints, that that it actually updates really well. I was wondering if that was going to work or not, but it has. So, well done to the FlyByWire team. Spot on that. Hey Christian, good night mate. I shall speak to you soon, no doubt. Roland says, have they shortened the landing gear the 757 at some point? You've flown one many years ago, it seemed very high off the ground. The ones you've seen more recently seem lower. No, it's just heavier. I'm joking, of course. I have no idea. Stefan, good morning in New Zealand. Yeah, so sometimes, I don't know why, but SimSmart does sometimes have an issue with New Zealand METARs, which is why we added the option of you being able to manually enter it. Remember, manually entering it is actually much more realistic than getting it automatically. The automatic is just a nice little time-saving touch. Ah, now that's nice. Looking now, we've just shallowed off that descent. Looks like we're going to level off and intercept that just before Tomb, which is perfect. Right, are we on Gothenburg approach? 124675. Indeed we are. Should we give them a call? Gothenburg approach, good evening, Alpine 5721. Passing flight level 170, inbound 20 miles from Risma.
Alpine 5721, Göteborg approach, good evening. Information November is available. Clearance inbound landet Visma for Lima arrival for runway 03. Descent to flight level 100.
Cleared via Risma for Lima arrival and descent flight level 100, and we have information November, Alpine 5721.
5721.
Flight level 100, let's just go in and amend the star then. That's nicer, isn't it? Much more direct.
7 Alpha, are you my frequency?
Let's pull up the chart for that.
Gothenburg approach, Alpine 67 Alpha with you, information from aboard, request descent to flight level 50.
Alpine 67 Alpha, Gothenburg approach, good evening, identified, information November is correct. I cannot descend you into 5,000 feet, that's uncontrolled airspace. But for now we can descend to flight level 70 and then inbound Landvetter via Risma for Lima arrival runway 03 and information Oscar just got live.
Alpine 67 Alpha, copy about descent level 70, go check on information Oscar.
Alpine 67 Alpha, confirm Risma for Lima for runway 03.
Yep, Risma for Lima arrival, Alpine 67 Alpha.
Okay, so here's the new chart for our arrival. I'm going to go ahead and just pop in at Gothenburg 708.
For Gothenburg approach.
We want 3,000 feet. Just there. In fact, do we need 3,000 feet just there? Oh yeah, 708, we do need 3,000 feet just there. So instead of it being plus 3,000, we're going to have 3,000 feet exactly. There we go. And then I'm also going to go in and I'm just going to clear that above 5,000 feet. That's cleared out. So we've already got the one constraint in there which we should hit. No problem. Carl, UK Sim Pilot, welcome to the First Officers Club, Carl. Appreciate the support from you. Glad to have you on board this evening as well. Hope to see you on more flights to come. If you're on our Discord server as well, make sure you get yourselves into the members lounge. So, appreciate that support. Thank you so much. Right, approach checklist time. Arrival brief is confirmed. Seatbelt signs are on. Minimums. Flight level 70 Alpine 5721.
Alpine 5721, start reducing speed 250 or less for spacing.
250 or less, Alpine 5721. Right, let's run that checklist again. So, arrival briefing is confirmed. Seatbelt signs are on. Minimums 678 set. Engine mode selector normal. EFB is stowed. Who's asking? Josh Tremor, are you talking about Ryanair screenshots? FR. Well, yeah, maybe.
Gothenburg approach, good evening, Scandinavian 144 descending through flight level 218.
Scandinavian 144 Gothenburg approach, good evening, information Oscar is available and clear inbound Landvetter via Marker 5 Lima arrival for runway 03, descent to flight level 100.
I will pick up information Oscar and we clear for the Macro 5 Lima arrival from 03, descend at flight level 100, Scandinavian 144.
Scandinavian 144, when you have a program that star, you can fly direct Golf 717.
It's Golf 717, Scandinavian 144.
So we're now at 250 knots. I'm going to also activate the approach phase.
7 Alpha, descent to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1029er.
Nice straight in arrival, this.
Descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1029, Alpine 67 Alpha.
Alpine 67 Alpha, keep speed 260 or more for spacing.
Copy that, we can do more than 260, Alpine 67 Alpha.
Profile looks good.
Cabin crew, about 15 minutes to landing if you can prepare the cabin, thank you.
Alpine 5721, we'll make it 240 or less.
Say again, please, Alpine 5721.
5721 will make it 240 or less.
240 or less, Alpine 5721. Right, okay, do you know what then? Or less. Let's start slowing down, green dot. Sierra Golf Golf is identified. Speed Alt Star. Be able to slow down nicely now as we level off at flight level 70. 24 track miles to run.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window.
144 will make it Golf Golf 713.
Fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
So the aircraft in front is about 5-6 miles ahead of us.
Canary 144, approximately 50 track miles.
Copy, Scandinavian 144.
And we could do with a further descent now, just checking that.
67 Alpha descent to altitude 3,000 feet. Clear ILS approach runway 03.
3,000 feet, clear ILS approach runway 03 and can we resume to normal speed now, 67 Alpha?
67 Alpha, if you can start reducing normal speed now.
Roger, thank you.
5721 descend also 3,000 feet. On the star, clear ILS approach runway 03.
Descend altitude 3000 on the star and cleared ILS runway 03, Alpine 5721.
144, descend flight level 70.
Descend flight level 70, Scandinavian 144.
Thrust idle over descent 3000 blue. Flaps 1, speed checked. Still 16 miles out. Are we going to be capturing that glide slope from above? Let's just kill a couple of fairies, see if we can get that down. Otherwise we're going to have to throw the gear out.
571, no further speed restriction. Alpine 5721, no further speed restriction.
No further speed restriction, thank you, Alpine 5721. Lock star.
Alpine 67 Alpha, establish runway 03.
567 Alpha, roger, continue approach number 1.
Continue approach number 1.
14 miles.
67 Alpha.
So I've been looking to set a good rate of descent about 1500 feet per minute, but we're doing that already at the moment. Here it comes. Flaps 2, speeds checked, flaps 2. Had that drag.
Okay, 144 for more... yeah, for better shortcut you can fly that Golf 708 by now.
Direct Golf Golf 708, Scandinavian 144.
Alpine 67 Alpha, wind is 060 degrees, 7 off. Runway 03, get down.
Gears down.
Clear runway 03, Alpine 67 Alpha.
Speed, glide slope star.
Altitude 5,000 feet,
Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1-2.
5,000 feet, QNH1029, Scandinavian 144.
Start reducing speed now. Still chasing that glide. So the glide slope from above capture procedure is, yeah, geared down, flaps 2, select a decent rate of descent. We were doing a decent rate of descent anyway, about 1500 feet per minute. Well, we were doing 1600 feet per minute. So we're about 7 miles away now. We're on that glide slope.
$2,500.
Canadian 1440 and
Radio altimeter is live.
feet on the star cleared Alice approach runway 50.
Descend 3,000 feet and clear for the Alice approach runway 03, Scandinavian 144.
Five miles to run, flaps 3, speed's checked, flaps 3. Peter Scarab, I am in your neck of the woods. Thank you very much for your kind donation. Good to see you here, Peter. Thank you once again. Really do appreciate your support. And flaps full. I tell you, we're going to be stabilised by 1,000 feet, mate. Don't you worry. Here it comes. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured. Auto thrust speed. Go around altitude.
67 Alpha taxi stand 20.
3,000 feet set. Eco memo landing. No blue.
Stand 20 via Yankee and Juliet. 567 Alpha.
Juliet will be your first flight.
Yeah, we have that.
1,000.
1,000 feet.
Oh, no, not that right.
Not that right. You're other right.
Oh, apparently he didn't have that. Okay, taxi via Kilo. And we had the apron to stand 20.
Apologies, now I understand that you have via Kilo and then stand 20 Alpine 67 Alpha.
So autopilot's off. I have control.
Alpine 5721, wind is 060 degrees 7 knots. Runway 03, left hand.
Clear to land runway 03, Alpine 5721.
$500.
500 feet.
$400. 100 above. 300. $200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30, 20, 10, 5.
Alpine 67 Alpha, can we take stand 19
Supplies
because
deployed.
we've got static aircraft and stand 20?
Reverse screen.
Okay, 919 is approved.
Thank you.
70 knots, reverses off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain
Alpine 5721, welcome down the taxi stand 20 via Yankee and Juliet.
Portable electronic devices for messaging.
Stand 20
calls,
via
or
Yankee
internet
and
access
Juliet
may
for
now
Alpine
be
5721.
Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings.
Give me 144, wind is 060 degrees 7 knots. Runway 03, left hand.
Do take care of them in the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area.
200 also have static on 20.
The crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today.
5721, just stand by. We'll taxi and we'll stand 20. Yeah, stand 20 is fine. Thank you very much.
Check out our official Facebook page, Twitter, or Easyjet app.
So that is straight ahead of us.
And Alpine 67 Alpha, parked at stand 19,
Seriously, can't turn anything at the minute. There we go. There's our stand straight ahead. Peter, when's my next flight to Copenhagen? You're in our Discord, aren't you, Peter? I will have to let you know.
Stand 15 Yankee and Hotel, Scandinavian 144.
Have a great evening.
You too, thanks very much for the service.
Alright, see you tomorrow when PMDD comes.
Oh, I won't be around tomorrow, but I will be very soon after.
VATSIM tomorrow is going to be awash with 737s. Right, let's... oh, forgot that one. Turn the lights off. APU air bleed, pop that on. And seatbelt signs off. Had we left the strobes on as well? We had. Tell you what, my flows I have to put in the landing gear down there went straight out the window because we didn't do it at the normal time. And standby 2000. There we go. Oh, well, welcome to Gothenburg, guys. This is of course a gorgeous approach. Because it's been night time, you've not actually been able to enjoy the beautiful scenery around it, but Orbex's Gothenburg airport as well is incredibly nice. As you can, do you know what? Hang on, we'll just cheat for a minute. Let's there you go. How's that? So there is some gorgeous scenery coming in on the approach here to Gothenburg. I don't think I've ever landed runway 3 before. I've always been the opposite runway. So yeah, we've done that a couple of times. A few static aircraft around, which I should probably work out how to deinstall because that doesn't help with the VATSIM, does it? But yeah, great airport, great detail again, as you would imagine from Orbex, and highly recommended. It's just one of those nice places to fly to because a lot of the Nordic countries, the scenery is just amazing. Anyway, so thank you so much, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the flight with us this Sunday evening. I know everyone's going to be on the PMDG tomorrow. I might just rebel and continue flying my little Airbus in the midst of everybody else who will be flying Ryanair. Thank you so much for those of you who have donated and contributed towards the channel's upkeep this evening, to HD as always, and to the Easyjet Pilot channel members for your continued support. Love having you guys in the community. Thank you so much. I look forward to having several more live streams with you guys this week, and I hope you've all had a great weekend. Thanks so much, guys. Good night.